Nu är nya Casumo.com här. Just nu får du dubbelt på kontot och 110 gratis chanser att vinna storkovan. Casumo, ett kasino. Casumo.com.
Alright, man, it looks like it's going to be another B-split push coming up here, standard as could be for the T side.
Yeah, they are getting ready for it right now. They've got two people coming out through the middle, 3 people through upper dark at the moment. There's counter-terrorist holding one guy inside the B-bomb site, one guy down towards the middle of the map.
Yeah, that B-slope man on CT side is going to be the linchpin here. T side, they've managed to put the CT smoke down. No support coming in from the A site here for the defense. It's all going to come down to the entry shots here, the man making the plan.
It's getting kind of cold in here.
Hey man, did you leave the window open?
I don't think so. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth. You can take the blue, or the red pill, or the green one.
What? There's a green one? Sweet.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're finally getting ready here with our next game, the final game of the evening, which is Virtus.Pro and London Conspiracy. It did get rather severely delayed, but now we're finally ready with it. So, what's up, Semler, and what's up, Natu? If you can both hear me at least.
Yo, what's up?
Hello, Natu. Semler, you can hear me all right as well? You look confused.
Yeah, I am. I forget that I'm on camera, actually. What's up, everybody? I just refreshed HLTV, and then I see just a billion matches happening tomorrow, and then I'm like, oh yeah, Staff Cup. Staff Cup is happening. That's right.
Exactly right. That's going to be interesting. I think with a little bit of luck, we'll have an invite for the next season. I'm not actually sure we could even play this season because honestly, I'm kind of looking forward to having an evening off tomorrow as well. But next season we'll put a team together and we will show all these people how it's done. That's the plan. Yeah, that's gonna be fun, right? So before we get into it, let me remind you that somewhere between the maps, or maybe after all of it, we're going to give away one of these headsets from BitPhoenix, the BitPhoenix Flow. They come in 4 different colors, and you can choose yourself if you win. We'll also be giving away one of these CPU coolers from Alpenfrune, which is the Brocken Eco. Very, very small, very cool, very easy. As you can tell by our acting, it was actually, very cold in that room, obviously. And then, obviously, we'll be giving away a couple of items. I actually went into my inventory and found one. So one of them we're going to be giving away is a Stat Track Lock. Which one is it? The Steel Disruption, because that's the one I currently have. And we'll give away a Desert Eagle Stat Track Conspiracy. So those are the 2 items I could find. We'll give away some more stuff on Sunday when we do the finals of all of this. But no more talk, please. Let's get into the game. I hope all of you are on the server. At least the players are about to be on the server too. So we should be well on our way here. And, I mean, Natu, I'm going to ask you first. Sort of, we have a couple of stand-ins. I think Michu's playing instead of Pasha, I think. And,
Yeah.
And we've got Enza playing here in London Conspiracy. Do you want to... I know you don't like doing predictions, but maybe just one map at a time then? Do you have a gut feeling about who's going to be winning on Cash, which is the first map?
Well, we saw Virtus.Pro play this map last night, and they did it very well. Except for they should have closed it out against Titan very early on, so they got the fundamentals to do really well on this map. We know they like to play it. London Conspiracy as well. They like this map. They play it a lot too. But I do think missing out, not having Pasha, has a bigger impact on Virtus.Pro than London Conspiracy not having Rubino over Enza. Because we all know what a huge impact player Pasha is. I'm not trying to say Rubino is not important for London Conspiracy, because he is. But I do think that Pasha is a bigger impact for Virtus.Pro.
Yes, I'll agree with that, actually. I think that's definitely true. Although, I mean, Michu is actually a very good Polish player, isn't he? I mean, I remember I've seen him go nuts a couple of times.
For sure. Not trying to say he's not good either. But just saying, Pasha is Pasha.
Pasha's Pasha. It's hard to deny, really. Definitely has his moments where he really steps it up for the team and does extremely well. What's really interesting is that lately for Virtus.Pro, it seems to be like one of their strongest players is Taz. She's been playing really well lately. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing if we're going to see that version. I think yesterday when we were talking, Nato, you said there's 2 versions of Virtus.Pro online. There's a super good one and a super bad one, and we never really figured out what it is that makes the difference, but sometimes they just don't connect as well as they should in online matches.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Like we were talking about it yesterday. It feels like a lot of teams have a lot of concentration issues when they're playing from their homes. There's a lot of things they can distract a player when they're at home. Like anything from having a bad day, an argument with the girlfriend or whatever, and then that can always affect the play. Whereas when you're at a tournament, it's basically you are living Counter-Strike 24/7. So it's a totally different environment. So.
Yeah, I can definitely see. Sabla, how do you feel about it? Do you have a read on this? At least the first map here.
Just a moment.
Alright, fair enough. Semler's busy with doing... That's alright. We haven't really started yet, so that's plenty of time to sort everything out.
We're just, yeah, well, Taz, right before the game came in, apparently there wasn't a Polish caster, so he had one, Isaac, who wanted to get in and cast the games, right? So basically, Isaac will be streaming in Polish, guys, so for any of the Polish viewers who are in the stream right now, if you guys want to go and watch it there, that's totally cool. So just making sure he has the assets and everything like that.
Alright. Awesome.
So,
all right.
Last minute, add to the crew. What's up?
Do that. That's excellent. Yeah, we need more. We need more streaming in Polish because the most Polish that we know between the three of us is Kurwa, and that's probably not gonna. We could try and fit it in somewhere, but the Polish audience should definitely have a place they can go and watch if they want to do that as well. Yeah, we try and bring in actually as many language streams as we can, just because people should have the options if they want them. All right. Big thanks to all of you for joining. I hope you guys are going to check out facebook.com/Caseking Gaming and go and like that Facebook page if you hadn't done it already, because yeah, that'll help our sponsors out, and they have been kind enough to help us with this whole thing. So yeah, if you appreciate that, then give them a little something back. Now we're going to be into the 9th round, and it's obviously Virtus.Pro versus London Conspiracy at the Caseking King of Kings tournament. So yes, I'm gonna say I actually think it's gonna be more of an interesting match than maybe it seems. Obviously, Virtus.Pro are the favorite team here, but I think this is gonna be a lot closer. I think London Conspiracy are a team that can surprise sometimes.
Yeah, that they have before. I mean, I think London Conspiracy actually beat Virtus.Pro, at least in a map, or at Gfinity back in August.
Yeah, that's actually true. They did really quite well then, and I don't know. If I had to make a guess, I would say Virtus.Pro win Cash. Overpass is the second map. London Conspiracy win that one. Then it's down to Mirage. And traditionally, I'd be super, excited about just saying, well, Mirage is going to be clearly Virtus.Pro's map, because they used to be so good at it. But it feels to me like they've just, again, maybe they're just lacking focus, but sometimes they make some weird mistakes. So I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go all in here and say London Conspiracy end up winning it 2-1 on a weird Mirage game. That's my idea.
An interesting approach.
Correct me if I'm mistaken, but wasn't it Cash that they played yesterday? VP and LC?
I think they played Overpass.
Was it Overpass? It was Overpass.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I think it was an odd match though, because there was DDoSing and
The odd match, yeah.
Yeah, VP was playing with all of Meister.
Well,
yeah, that's right.
It's true. Let's see how this all unfolds. Already, Rain almost overextending himself. That could have been dangerous, but there's actually a lot of people here for London Conspiracy taking a fight. Ensa wants to fall back. He's going to get flashed a little bit too soon. PRB goes down. Rain looking for some great headshots. Skirk in the background. He's going to eventually go down. And now it's all up to Polly here. 1-on-2. What a quick round already. Grenade won't kill Michu, unfortunately. Could have been very nice. Oh, he actually gets Neo down. And that was Polly, sorry. Now it's a 1-on-1. Michu charging in here, looking for the kill. And almost getting it. And there's the headshot to finish it. So the stand-in Michu comes up with a triple. And a good start for Virtus.Pro.
Yeah, that was a very straightforward tactic from VP. But I mean,
Rush B.
Yeah. They are continuing that legacy from last night, what most sports started. No, I mean, it was more controlled though. I mean, they do their time. Even though there was a big stack from London Conspiracy on that side, they were still able to capitalize on the situation, so well played from VP. And Mitch.
I mean, the question is, though, London Conspiracy, as you said, they had a big stack there, so how come they didn't manage to actually defend it? Because it was looking pretty, it was looking promising.
I don't know, basically, it just came down to individual skill, and I guess the timings were not correct for London Conspiracy on their crossfires.
Well, this time it's at the A bomb site. Good headshot from PRB, but not quite good enough at this point. One of the scouts has gone down. I think it was Polly in the background looking to do a bit of jumping action and not quite connecting. Rain takes down Taz, who maybe over-peaked a little bit over towards the truck, and he really wants to reload here as well. It's Neo coming up from behind, but if Michu goes down, that could be horrendous. Now they just need to go for the defuse, and Neo, how is he going to stop this? He has to charge in at some point. And Skirk might be looking right at that. It's already just 3 seconds left, and Neo is going to get the kill, and it even gets the second one. What a save here by the returned Neo. That was way too close, though.
Yeah, that seems to be a trend for Virtus.Pro. They did the same thing last night on this map on the second round, just walking into A. I think that's their anti-scout strategy type of thing, where they just walk up on A and they smoke off the left side to connect your area. But yeah, got a bit hairy there for them, but I mean Neo for the rescue.
That's what I'm worried about right now, is whether VP are going to be able to tighten up their game somewhat, because it seems like these rounds are really close. I mean, granted, pistol round stacked from LC, it was going to be close no matter what, but that second round, you'd expect a bit cleaner work out of VP.
And actually, which one is Bialy and which one is Snacks here of the other two players?
I don't know, I'm confused.
I'm confused as well. But they're going to get a great entrance this time without much of a hiccup here. Rain is on this side of the map. I'm not sure if he realizes Neo is over here. Maybe you could try and find him. Ends are just going to get completely overrun. And that's going to be pretty much it.
Yeah.
Actually,
That was quite similar from Virtus.Pro from last round, but the exception was that they had Neo on towards B site, making a bit of a distraction.
Rain?
Sorry, Ray, no AK for you.
Yeah, that's actually annoying as well, because, you know, now he just gets to steal a scout, and I think he just missed Michu over here. Michu definitely knows where he is, I think. But, Rain saving a scout's not that cool, but getting another kill and definitely is. Considering Virtus.Pro lost 4 members in the other round, this time they're down to 2, and not going to be a headshot here. He jumps actually behind the sign, almost gets that shot home. Nicely done.
Oh, it does actually land it, if I'm not mistaken, but still. 2 kills. I mean, 2 kills, that's actually pretty favorable here. Still, the fact that VP keeps 3 guys alive still keeps their economy somewhat intact, so it's not the end of the world for them. But now's the big buy round, and they still keep that scout. They keep the scout on Skirk, despite having the money to buy a rifle. That's a bit odd.
Grenade rains out, and it's actually going to be a really effective grenade. Taz down to 48. Could have been even better, but yeah, not at all bad investment. And VP actually speeding up behind this. Skirk needs a lot of help, and it's pretty far away. This is a perfectly timed push from Virtus.Pro, just catching one guy holding B with a scout.
Yeah, they got sort of lucky, I guess, or maybe they knew what LC was going to do, because they played it very straightforward. It was basically one ball flash into B, and just went in and got the entry kill, and that was the site covered pretty much.
And LC might want to walk away, even though it's painful having just bought these rifles, but so much time has already passed.
Yeah, they should too. I mean, there's still 3 lives, though. They can make a worthy buy for the next round, because they threw away this round already. It's done.
It's done?
You're going to tomb it?
Yeah, it's just survival mode time now.
Oh, and Snacks changes his name, so now we know that Pavu is apparently Bialy. Fair enough. Thank you, Snacks, for helping us out. Oh, and Rain dies. That's obviously a big deal. And Enzo will get the kill on Neo, but that's well worth it for Neo. Really nice kill from him. London Conspiracy, they have enough to force on 2 people and maybe just leave Polly with nothing. If they wanted to, they could.
PRB could drop a rifle, and he's going to do that, yeah.
They're going to buy. They have an op, so it made sense to buy.
Excellent, excellent. So that's going to put us into the 5th round. Kind of hard to pull much out of that round, except that Virtus.Pro just hit the right timing, so we'll see if they can keep doing that, or if the Norwegian team is eventually going to stand up to them.
Yeah, maybe they knew that London Conspiracy likes to have heavy appearance in mid early on in the round, and just tried to use that in their advantage.
Well, Skirk wins the fight against Neo, who actually almost always, last time we saw Virtus.Pro, they always end up with Neo over there. Now they're pushing in towards the forklift, and PRB just waiting. Polly's at this angle too, and it's going to be Bialy opening up, and that's almost a perfect opening here. Rain gets a really important return kill, but they need a lot more here. The bomb is eventually going to go down, and this retake's not going to be that easy.
Jesus, Skirk landing that shot as well. Picks off Bialy, who's holding at quad boxes. But that bomb is planted perfectly. They could have that perfect crossfire between Taz and Snacks. This is going to be really difficult, and Skirk just walks out to his doom. So, solid hold, really, from VP, despite Rain getting a ridiculous, just absolutely ridiculous shot coming up short. VP managed to weather the storm.
Yeah, it seems like VP is taking a really straightforward approach to this game so far. I mean, first 2 times they go B, which is a single pop flash, and pretty much did the same thing for A side this time.
Yeah, I mean...
So, it seems like it's like a game plan going on for them.
It's not too elaborate, but it's certainly pretty effective at the moment. London Conspiracy just continuously end up in the wrong place at the wrong time. So, see if they can figure out a way to deal with that.
It's very 1.6 like, the simplicity.
Well, I mean, that wouldn't be surprised, you know, if there was some influence from 1.6 on this team.
Oh, Rain. He's going to have the peekaboo moment. Decides to hold just too long. Taz actually manages to get into A main. This could be it, though. There you go. Comes in right behind. Spots out the remaining 2 members in A main, but he decides to pick off the guys rotating in. That's going to work. He actually takes out Snacks.
Pretty important stuff here. PRB steals a rifle and falls back. Skirk's also here with the Deagle, but Virtus.Pro making a really good choice right now in rotating back to B. And again, without a kit currently on London Conspiracy, if the bomb goes down, the clock really ticks quite heavily against them. So I like this from the terrorist side.
Yeah, also that BRB doesn't have an armor, so that's going to hinder his opportunities too.
It's going to be Skirk, though. I think Neo heard him. Yes, he did. Easy frag for Neo. Right place, right time, pretty much. And Michu peeks out to pick off PRB, who got tagged first. So with aim punch, no real luck there to actually return that frag. VP, man, they're sitting on 6 rounds now, and they've got plenty of money on their side. It's almost like the match that we had versus Titan yesterday. Fantastic first half, but now we have to see if VP can actually lock down on their CT side.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the way they've really taken like a very simple approach to this. Let's see how they continue. Maybe they should switch it up. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna work out that way throughout the half. They're just gonna go up front with a 1-pop flash in. They need to mix it up going into further in this half.
There's a double-up setup coming out from London Conspiracy, though, and holding pretty aggressively towards B as well, out of the vents and inside the bomb site. A lot of smoke draining in over here. PRB is going to have to get some really good kills, and that's the first one. Drops the bomb as well, so obviously now there's going to be a rotation. You can see on the minimap everybody just coming in, and somehow Michu stays alive in that spray. Ensa goes down, and Polly's next. Virtus.Pro just finding kills all over the place, and that's going to be it. It all falls apart for LC.
Yeah, throwing chance to the wind has really worked out here for Virtus.Pro. They're landing all the shots. They've got sick confidence right now. I think that's the big thing, the big difference maker. Just the fact that they're like, okay, we're streamlining our approach. We're just going to run in and get all the kills, and that's going to work somehow.
Yeah, and when you're playing that op back aside on A, you need to be really efficient, and unfortunately Ensa just not capable of being that so far. So they need to really have more effort from their operas. They need to get those entries done and not give VP too free of an entry to site. So that's going to make it all so much harder for London Conspiracy to retake.
Great move by Snacks. He actually threw a Molotov over from the truck here that landed right where Skirk was trying to save the AWP, so nothing is saved. 7-0. I actually thought that last round was going to fall apart for London Conspiracy if PRB went down immediately. But it seemed like he should have even won that fight against Michu, but somehow just didn't, and then they couldn't recover from it. That was the entry Virtus.Pro needed. We'll see. Another round coming in this time, actually. London Conspiracy going really aggressive and trying and catch by Ali, and they'll be successful in that, although Polly almost died, but still a better start than the last couple of rounds. Snacks, is he being boosted over to look over the smoke here? This is some really cheeky play. Yeah, they're going to smoke up a little bit further up and waiting for the other smoke to disappear. This is very sexy, but it just fails at the end. Such a good idea, though.
Yeah, that was next level.
Yeah, well, slow round coming out from Virtus.Pro this time around. They have plenty of grenades and Molotovs, too, so if they want to Molotov this bomb site, they definitely have the option of doing that, which can be super effective as well.
Yeah, their problem is right now, though, that London Conspiracy already has 3 people on that site.
Yeah, well, we get to see what the Molotovs work like anyway, and then we can always... actually, they're going to fall back within range of the Molotovs, so now they're going to have to move out. So here, one back there, PRB as well. Oh, this is not cool. PRB trying to get into position, but you're right. The amount of players here from London Conspiracy, just too much for VP to handle. And finally, the Norwegian team come out with a round. It's about time.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do a strat like that, I would like for them to Molotov that pipe, like the vent, into B, to force the guy out of the vent, and then wait for that, and then go into the site instead of running into a possible triple stack on the site when it felt like it was going to be such an obvious strat they were going to be running at.
Didn't really go their way either when LC pushed out all around the map and basically figured out, all right, we can have 5 guys on the B site because they're nowhere else. But we see nothing. But VP still have plenty of money going into this round, though, so no problems for them to buy up. We're going to have to see how they decide to change it up, though, now. And it looks like it's going to be that A play. I mean, everybody here, there's very little subtlety in VP's play right now. It's literally, hey, let's walk out and get shot in the face.
Yep.
Snacks wanted to get out of squeak there, but Ensa finding the perfect angle. Polly, though, is going to be going down. He seems to die very quickly in these A takes. Ensa sprays another one down, and PRB's there to help out. It's a great triple kill from Ensa. hugely important, and Skirk will be the last one to pick up a headshot on Taz coming up from behind. So there it is. It's Warcry brother, by the way, and he's he certainly helped out his team that round.
Yeah, I mean, now it comes a time where Virtus.Pro needs to start adjusting their play, because it's been working so far, but now it seemingly doesn't work anymore. London Conspiracy is picking up on the type of play they do, so they need to start picking up more. They need to maybe slow down the pace a bit more, try to bait out the nades, try to bait out the smokes.
Oh, grenade. Is it going to be over here? It's a good idea. And it will catch Taz. Oh, sorry, Michu actually. Seemed like they should have done a little bit more damage. Could have been great. Rain instantly gets returned upon and has taken down Michu. So, good trade from Virtus.Pro.
Yeah, nice play. Nice play. Alright, sorry. The VP, that was some very cool play actually coming in. Taz gets the refrag. Skirk takes out Taz. Then Snacks gets boosted up and takes out Skirk. So, just one-for-one trades all over the place. And Viali's going to walk in, clear out B. VP are making it work somehow.
Polly's really not having a good game right now, because that was one of those 100% AWP shots, basically, that he just managed to put into the wall instead. And that kind of just gives VP the round, more or less. I don't see how London Conspiracy are easily going to retake this bomb site. The bomb is planted. Actually, not in the best spot for it. VP could have probably planted in the corner, but still going to be alright for them, I think. And Enz is very low on health here.
I think that what I found weird was that Ensa got a lot of information by having that scoped the whole A garage. And PRB still hung around A site instead of like going more towards middle, which would have enabled him to be more efficient and more closer to the B site for rotation. So yeah, that guy who died in B, pretty much then it was over.
Such a shame for London Conspiracy. I mean, they have money on Poly, Rain, and Skirk, so they're gonna be buying here anyway. But yeah, it's obviously not a good situation. Virtus.Pro already have way too many rounds on this first half.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, if Poly is a player for London Conspiracy, they really need him to step it up and to be a key player, because he's really good with the op when he's on his game. Obviously, not being that so far, so they really need for him to deliver for LC to have a chance in this matchup.
I wouldn't think that that's too much of a stretch. Poly, I believe, is also the caller for LC, unless they've changed it up.
Possibly, not sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. It's just a lot going on in his mind, apparently, trying to figure out how VP are throwing them for a turn right now.
Yeah, he actually sneaks in and hides in this corner right at the A-bomb site, and I think he may have been spotted already. Viali certainly keeps shooting at him. He's got to be careful. He takes down Taz and does get returned upon. Molotov towards the squeak door. PRB just trying to buy a little bit of time here, and he does need it because there are definitely people coming.
Yeah, that positioning there from VP allowing for that 1-for-1, but this is still VP just rotating through. Are they going to actually commit to this bomb site? Well, they certainly are now. Michu gets taken out and he drops a bomb on that site. So despite Neo's best efforts to draw attention over to the B site, it's just not going to happen now that the bomb's out in the open.
Now the thing is, Neo's coming up from behind anyway here, looking for Ensa, and he's going to get double teamed. He's going to get both the kills anyway, and that's a mistake that London Conspiracy just can't afford to make at that point. Now it's a 2-on-1, straight from a 2-on-3, and now it's going to be down into a 1-on-1. He peeks against Neo, does some good damage, and he's got 20 seconds left here, Neo, to try and do it.
Let's see, Neo, does he hit the right angle? Spray in from PRB, and he gets the kill. Way too close, though. Way too close for comfort. Comes down to individual play from both teams.
That was like 30 years worth of Counter-Strike experience playing against each other. PRB, Neo, both played for ages. But yeah, nice effort by Neo, getting those 2 backstab kills and then making it into such a close round. At the same time, bad play from London Conspiracy to give that opportunity for Neo. So, I mean, I think they had the knowledge that there was a guy in B. So,
a little bit of a rush going on over here at the B bomb site. Skirk, I think, should be hearing it. He's going to spot out Neo first, but he immediately goes down on the follow-up kill on Ensa. Virtus.Pro just way too effective, just simply walking into the bomb sites. Even though they're making a lot of noise, and it seems like it should be somewhat obvious, it's just not apparently.
Yeah, it's like the VP just plowing in.
Exactly.
Basically, just getting all the entries, getting everything right.
Snags picks up a kill. They do return it on Taz. Polly, can he jump on behind them? Here, he picks up the first kill. He wants to go and defuse, but that's a little bit too risky at the moment. He's just holding it down right now. And yeah, easy kill for Michu, and that settles the round, unfortunately. It's a nice idea from Polly. I think he even would have had time to maybe walk on and kill Michu, but he probably couldn't know that there was going to be 2 people out there. So 9-3, and now LC really don't have a lot of money.
Yeah, like we talked yesterday, they don't have X-ray when they play, man.
Yeah.
So
Damn shame, damn shame.
So they didn't have the knowledge.
No, they definitely couldn't know. I mean, what's really frightening is that it actually, the push for Virtus.Pro, it works at both A and B. So it's not like Virtus.Pro are limited to only going to one bomb site because the defense is too good on the other bomb site. Seems like pretty much wherever they go, it just works pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's just looking like Virtus.Pro is the better team right now at this point in time.
Yeah, and they're not about to change it up either. All 4, soon to be 5, gathered up for the A push, and here we go. Pop flash in, Polly's boosted up. He's got a gun. Can he actually use it with that P250?
The aim punch just a little bit too much to deal with. And that's pretty much going to be it. M4 just needs to stay alive here. None of the pistols are going to do anything to work on to Virtus.Pro. So just PRB left here. A 1-on-5. Yeah. Could they be more aggressive, do you think, London Conspiracy? Could they try and stop Virtus.Pro before they get into bomb sites, Nato?
Yeah, they could. But the problem is right now, it doesn't matter what they do, pretty much. They're just like... The thing is that the entries are not there. They're giving out the entries most of the time. And even when they do get the entries, they still manage to lose rounds most of the time. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, they could pick... be more like going with an opper when they do have an op. Just pick that B garage and then switch it up. Maybe have a guy push through the door on A side all the way. Like try to get the entries and really try and limit Virtus.Pro's options.
We're into the 14th round. It's very late to start, you know, picking up too many rounds, but better late than never, right? Still a second half to be played, and if they win the pistol round at 10-5, still going to be pretty much an uphill battle, but we'll see, we'll see. Don't want to count out the Norwegian team just yet.
And look at this, VP actually spreading out across the map. What is going on? They are actually going for a hold tactic just to see if VP, or rather if LC are going to be pushing them anywhere. And so far, it's just LC gathered up, B stacked. I mean, this strat actually worked for them last time that they had to gather like this. So it seems like they're trying to go back to what actually was effective. But right now, it looks like VP are going to be gathering up for an A push again.
Yeah, they're just waiting and taking a couple of fights with Ensa. And I mean, if they land a headshot on him, they're just going to probably flood in here. So looking for it already. Ensa's a little bit quicker than Bialy this time, but Taz rushes in to get the return frag. And that's what Virtus.Pro have been so good at so far. Rain goes down as well. PRB, they'll find Taz. 9 bullets left. Gets Michu as well. And Snags, he's out of bullets. Pistols out as well. And it is going to be a third headshot for PRB. Pretty nice sequence there, wouldn't you say, Natsu?
I would, yeah. PRB show. I was pretty much down to PRB getting those kills. And that's the type of things we haven't seen too much from London Conspiracy so far this half, so really something. I hope it's not too late.
12 kills on him, 14 kills on Rain. I mean, actually, both Rain and PRB are out-fragging everyone on Virtus.Pro, maybe apart from Michu. So it's actually just the rest of London Conspiracy that just needs to do a little bit more, and maybe they have a chance to get back into this game a tiny bit more.
They may have an edge. They may have an edge. They just need to lock down this last round and prevent the boost from happening. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade in mid, though. Taz finds a way. Michu will take out PRB, who was holding short. Now, all of a sudden, LC, they're split. They do actually have Skirk holding down that B side, but he may be open to a return here, and yeah, Michu will find the flank on him.
It's a real shame for Skirk there. Could have maybe... I mean, if he had got kill on Michu, that would have definitely made such a big difference. Now, Virtus.Pro playing it kind of slowly, even though they do almost have the bomb site. The Taz is coming up from behind. It's going to go down to Ensa, who somehow managed to jump his way up onto the box there, and it's going to be a 2-on-2. It's a real chance for London Conspiracy to actually get this round if they just work together.
Bialy gets caught. Michu now? Oh! It's one of those moments where I'm pretty sure he thought he had it. And then on the first kill, right? He's like, okay, done. Goes to the second, and yeah, the first guy's still alive. That's a problem. It was a nice attempt.
That's my microphone fine.
Yeah, it made like a bit of a beeping sound for at one point, but now it seems to be alright. I think people in the chat are saying that it's making.
Yeah, I was reading. Yeah. That's what I was wondering if I need to do something about it.
I can't use. Does it sound fine to you, Sound? It sounds fine to me.
It sounds all right. I think there's some garbling that happens, but I was thinking that was just on my side.
Well, we'll try to see if we can adjust it later on if it continues to be an issue.
Yep.
London Conspiracy. They pretty much got to win this pistol round. And even if they do, they'll have an uphill battle on their hands. But obviously, if they don't, they might just get knocked really quickly out of this first map here against the Virtus.Pro team. That has been playing pretty well. Michu putting a little bit of damage into Skirk over here, but it's obviously going to be an A push. And actually, Virtus.Pro just realizing now, rotating another man in. Bialy in a lot of trouble in the background, going to go instantly down. Taz on the high ground gets gooshed in the face and is down and out really quickly. So now they just need to defend here, and they don't really need to fight if they can avoid it.
Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate timing for Bialy, actually. He was in a good position to take the battle on the guys pushing in, but then decided to check right side instead of left, right at the point where there was someone pushing from left, and then just got destroyed. So Rain getting those opening kills. Really putting in the work and making it happen for London Conspiracy. And now we have a game in our hands.
We do. And, I mean, I like the fact that actually Skirk was down in the middle as well. He only traded with them, but it's kind of cool because sometimes if you just all hold really, really passively and you know, suddenly they just all bunch up and you know, gang up the people who are holding at the back of side or something like that, can get a little bit uncomfortable as well. So yeah, not too bad of an idea, I think, having one person lurking around middle, like he was. So obviously armor and a scout as well. Neo with a deagle, in fact. This is a bit of a personal preference coming out.
Yeah, man, he's got that sergeant. This is looking like LC are going to have a bit of a similar playstyle to VP. They want to gather up and push together, and it's going to be an A-start party. There are 3 members here for VP, soon to be 4, though, so this could be a problem for LC unless they hit those shots perfectly.
Taz waiting by the forklift is not going to do anything, unfortunately. Just straight goes down. Taz, Snaxia looking for a shot on somebody with the scout, and I think he got 2 body shots in, but it's not enough.
No, far from it. They actually just completely overwhelmed them.
Yeah, it actually looked a bit scary for London Conspiracy there for a moment when they were pushing into sight, but you know, they just got the kill, first 3 kills, and that was it, pretty much. It could have easily been the other way around.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like whenever you're close to a CSAT 75, there's always like that moment you think, oh, is it going to be the complete turnaround?
Yeah.
It didn't quite work out that way. Neo might be about to walk around the corner here. Could maybe find Enter. Oh, the smoke's actually going to cover them. Nah, not going to happen for Neo, though. Look close. 10-7. And if London Conspiracy played right, they might get an easier round here next time and make it 10-8, which would be fun times. And then we'll have to see. Rain actually getting hit by some sort of DDoS, so that's unfortunate. It might just be internet problems. Let's not jump to any conclusions.
No, let's see.
Don't jump the gun yet.
Can't jump the gun. Can't jump the gun.
Yeah.
Keep it cool. Keep it cool.
We'll try. We'll panic later on if we can't figure it out.
Well, I think if VP loses the first weapon round, then they're gonna be having a deja vu moment from last night.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about as well, actually.
So they don't want that happening.
Yeah. I mean, they were playing Titan, weren't they? And
yep.
And it ended up being just one of the weirdest best of 3s where none of the teams seemed to ever be able to close out a round, even when they had a massive lead. So, like you said earlier, Nacho, it seems like Virtus.Pro a little bit more focused today because, yeah, they've been executing some pretty plain strats, but they've just been really effective at it.
For sure. That's the type of play we'd see. Like it reminded me. Well, seriously, it was a bit of a throwback to 1.6 style. What a lot of teams did at one stage, especially during LAN tournaments, where they really played just really upfront. Especially at a time when teams were trying to be over tactical and blah blah blah, and then certain teams started playing far more simple, and it started working. So I do appreciate and like it, especially early on in the match when, you sort of set the tone of the match when you're playing that type of play. Yeah. But then you can't just rely on that throughout the whole half. You gotta have more things to do, more kind of strats that you can do and change up the pace, which they did too, since they got a good healthy 10 rounds ST.
Well, we'll see if this is going to be a, a potential signal in the changing metagame in Counter-Strike, or if it's just Virtus.Pro who have decided to do this. Good shot from Polly, and Neo wants to pick up something here. Polly going to go for the second Deagle kill and will be successful. Skirk is really disconnected in spawn, so they're actually just making sure no one's going to steal his rifle. Hopefully that's not going to be too much of an issue here, but it seems like London Conspiracy are on top of things here, and they should be able to get this round almost no matter what.
Yeah, this is pretty much on lock. Taz not having much luck either towards the end there. Rain just having a field day. Oh, let's see. Very short break incoming, guys, apparently.
Now it's Skirk's turn, yes. Well, I think Virtus.Pro really can't complain too much because they were the victims of something similar yesterday. Actually, Michu's at 120 ping too, so... yes. Yes. But, how do you... I mean, maybe this is a little bit unfair now too, but in 1.6, do you have a feeling for how long it took for the metagame to change? Was it, what like any particular style, was it popular for a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, or was it slower or faster than that?
That's a very hard question, actually. But
yeah, I know.
Like one thing I always said to people about playing Counter-Strike this long is that I think I've relearned the game maybe like 20 times the past 10 plus years, because it's been like, it's changed so much. A lot of things have changed as far as like people have learned new things about the game all the time. I think it came all the way to like 2000 and almost like 10-ish before pretty much everything that was doable in the original Counter-Strike, people were doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I like that. Well,
it was
a slow evolution, right?
I liked that for a sec.
Now imagine if you went back 10 years, you took the skills you had now and you went back to play 10 years ago. What would happen?
It would be so easy. Seriously, it would be. Honestly, I'm just gonna put it out there. It's a different ball game.
All right, well, that's good news for everyone watching, of course. And speaking of which, thanks guys for tuning in. We are sorry about these delays, but a little bit out of control, and now it seems like Skirk is back in the mix again, so hopefully we will just be without issues now. It's 10-8, and we get to the first really important round here for London Conspiracy. They've done a decent job trying to get back into the game, but it won't matter that much if they end up losing this one or the next one. They got to win one of the two next rounds, basically, while they can still buy. If they start to eco in the second half, that's where things get really bad.
Yep, seems like London Conspiracy has a very different approach. They're playing a very standard type of strat where they're looking for that one pick and then work forward from there.
Yeah, they seem to have some trouble getting it right now. I mean, wherever they go, Michu is waiting, and Skirk eventually gets tracked down by him. Rain already took a bullet to the face from Michu to begin with at mid. So Michu right now is pretty much ruining the Norwegian day. He's not interested. He's not happy.
Probably trying his best with a scout, which is just not always such an impressive weapon when you're up against rifles. He's trying his best.
Is that it? He's giving it the good old college try?
Yes. But it actually feels like London Conspiracy want to go for this A bomb site, which I think is going to be really tough. Bialy has a really good track record of defending this corner specifically, and he's got Taz with him to take care of something. So they actually have a crossfire right here. Gun barrel already showing from PRB, and Michu is going to take down Rain, and Taz goes down immediately. There's a good shot from Ensa. Bialy still in the corner, and easy headshot. So overall, Michu with a triple kill and up to 17, trying to catch up to Rain, who's at 20. And obviously that was like the first strike, I think, for London Conspiracy. They're going to get one. Well, I don't think they're going to get a third strike. I think if they don't win this next round, Virtus.Pro are going to have a lot of money, and they're going to have a big lead.
Yeah, they're probably going to close it out at that point.
Yeah, it's looking like LC might have enough money to buy up again. But do you think that's going to make much of a difference?
Well, okay, they'll have one more strike then.
They will get a third strike. Well, that's good news, because actually that keeps the game alive a little bit longer for us.
Sure. Well, it's getting eerily accurate now, because 3 strikes, you're out.
True that.
Yeah. Michu again winning the battle in the middle, and then Polly this time. Scout's just a little bit better. Skirk winning a fight against Bialy, and Skirk actually just takes over this bomb site. Taz wants to get in here and see if he can return the frag, but if the bomb's all the way over at B, this is such a strange round for London Conspiracy.
Yeah, Polly does manage to spot out Taz in time, and Taz somehow makes it out of there with Polly missing that shot. So, big opportunity missed there. Flash. not going to happen. But Taz right now is pretty much single-handedly holding off this push, and it's going to force LC to go the other way. They're going to try and head to that B site because guess what? Enza's already out.
Yeah, but it took them a long time. I think London Conspiracy almost mind-gamed themselves in this round. And it's not actually over yet. If Neo gets the right timing here, and again, like we said, 10-plus years of experience playing this game, so really scary if he gets this kill here. PRB drops with the bomb. Polly has to return this frag, and now backup is coming quick. This is going to be really tough. Enza almost dying, and again, down to 10 health. Neo's going to go in for the kill, and they get the bomb plant, but at least should be almost impossible here. Neo... Oh, he goes down as well. Snacks is now trying to get in. Polly gets the 1-on-3 and gets a quad kill. Natu, please. Is this like a throwback to yesterday?
Sort of, but that's what I was asking for from Polly. He needs to step it up. He's the go-to guy for London Conspiracy to want to be successful because he is a really good opper, and opper in the team needs to be an impact player, and that's what we had there. That was impact.
Yeah, that was impact. I agree. That was like some Mike Tyson level impact.
Call him out. He delivers. 16-14 now, top fragging. No,
yeah.
Raid is still top fragging, but he's not far behind.
Yeah, he stepped it up though.
So I mean, like we kind of spoke about yesterday. Obviously, when you get those 1-on-3 situations in there, very often there's also an element of the other team making a couple of mistakes. So what could Virtus.Pro have actually done to deny that? It's not like the bottom been down for a long time. They weren't under a lot of pressure time-wise.
Yep. Yeah, that's the thing. They just were overexcited and trying to get closer around too quickly. Instead, they could have worked it together and made it impossible for Polly to win it. But, it's easy for us to say when we were just watching it. It's a different scenario when you're playing yourself. You just do things instinctively, and it's a different story. But, in retrospect, it should have been an easy round for Virtus.Pro, really. So the problem was they went one by one.
So, and actually the round, just while we're post anyway, we've got some time to think about it. The round started off with, I think, Skirk getting a kill on Bailey over in that corner that Bailey loves holding. And then he actually realized there was nobody at A. I think Taz was by forklift, but overall speaking, Skirk pretty much had control of the A bomb site. And I'm not even sure that was like part of any set strategy coming out from London Conspiracy. It seemed like just like an opportune moment for him to push in, because obviously the bomb was all over at B, so it's not like London Conspiracy could do much with having that bomb site. And they ended up making the right call at the end going to B, but if they had ended up going into A, they would have run into all of Virtus.Pro, and it just seemed like a really weird round from LC.
Yeah, it was one of those rounds where their strategy was probably they didn't really have a set plan on where they were going to go. They were going to run it by the picks, and then it kind of comes down to when you have let's say the role that Skirk was playing, he needs to play by the picks. If he gets a pick and if he gets the hunch that the site is clear, then he needs to do that. He needs to seize the moment and take it over. So I mean, it was they were always going to do whatever just happened during the round and play it by that, and that's how it played out basically.
9-11 is the scoreline here. Rain is back in the game. Semler, do you believe in a comeback here from London?
Absolutely. There's no counting them out, man. They can still run this back because VP demonstrated yesterday they're struggling with their CT side, especially if they decide to make hero plays like that, running in one at a time against an op. So unless VP can tighten up their game, LC can definitely run this back.
And if you look at the money situation, this round is really crucial.
Right,
from that perspective.
They're charging Bailey. He's partially flashed. He goes down. Michu gets a good return kill. Gets a quick double. Michu's on fire in this game. And Polly is eventually going to take him down. So that's the counterweight to all the Michu's throwing at them right now. The bomb is going to go down here. Let's see if they can hold the bomb side. They really need to. London Conspiracy. They're not out of the woods yet. Neo, is he going to get caught here? He's really flashed. Skirk misses the kill. Polly burns to death. And Enz is hiding in a really weird corner here. And Neo has a kit, and that's really important right now.
Send Snacks in. Snacks. Yeah, he actually gets the kill because it's Neo who's going to go ahead there. But Taz does manage to find the kit in time for the defuse. They'll have it plenty of time, actually. So, VP, they make it work.
Oh, no. Did Polly burn alive due to being disconnected?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That was a round changer, too.
Yeah, that's extremely painful. Yeah, Taz wondering what the issue is. That's obviously very bad for London Conspiracy. And not, it could have been the Virtus.Pro could have retaken the bomb site anyway. But at that point in time, LC have got to be feeling pretty frustrated.
Let's say it would have been 20% less likely.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. How does it actually, obviously we're waiting for Polly to get back in here. How does it actually affect the team now, too? When you're on a team like that, somebody, you lose a round due to something that's maybe not your fault. Obviously, it's different for different teams, but is there a lot of complaining going on in TeamSpeak at that point in time?
I don't think complaining. Probably just frustration. Like you're like, yeah, okay, we deserve that. Like, okay, especially in a situation like this when it is really close and this round was really worth almost 2 rounds considering the money situation. So frustration, really. I mean, you just gotta keep yourself calm and collected. That's like, I mean, it's easy to say, but that's the way you should always put yourself. The state of mind where you just don't try and not give things control over yourself. But it's easier said than done, for sure.
Yeah. Apart from trying to coach yourself, do you think that's something that can help some of these teams that have started to pick up coaches? Obviously, maybe I'm not sure if a coach is going to sit in on online games, but at a LAN, similar things can happen. You can end up losing a round because there's a hair in your mouse and you can't end up firing at the end, like something silly like that. Do you think a 6th player on that team could be the guy who could step in and say, "It'll be fine, guys. We'll still win. It's all cool"?
It really depends on the chemistry and the team dynamics and what kind of personalities are in the team. Because there's always going to be the guy who's in a team to make it work that is going to keep things a bit more calm and who's going to try to ease the tensities and like joke around and things like that. So I mean, it really just team by team it's going to be different.
We should try and get more insight on that. Sometimes, I mean, we've had it for a number of tournaments where we can listen into the team speaks and everything else. But I kind of wish we would have, we could sometimes do commentary. We could pause it and then listen to the calls as well, just to get a feeling for what the teams are thinking and saying when things start to go badly for them. That could be an interesting experience.
Yeah, that could change your opinion on a lot of people, I'm sure, because they can get a bit heated in team speaks at times.
Well, I'm alright with that.
Yeah,
it's competition, right? You're supposed to be angry if you're losing.
Yeah. Well, as long as you channel it right, then it's okay.
Yeah, I see what you mean. We're still waiting for Polly to get back on the server again. Money for a London Conspiracy is not exactly. I mean, Skirk, did he already buy? Yeah, he did. So I think they're probably going to force up anyway here on the LC side. But pretty painful round for them. Could have maybe been, like you said, maybe 2 rounds. So it could have been like 12-11 if they had won that. Yeah.
It makes sense for them to buy too, considering the money on Virtus.Pro's side as well. They would be forced to an eco on the following round if London Conspiracy takes this. So, and it's 9-12, so it makes sense for them to force it.
Well, we'll see. We're trying to get Polly back as soon as we can. Should be good to go. Let's see. Yeah, there's currently some sort of discussion going on about what we can do to remedy the situation, because it's getting pretty late in Europe as well. So I'm sure if LC could get a stand, I mean, they already actually have Ensa's already standing in for Rubino. So and his Sentinel is apparently screwed as well. So there's like a limit to how many stand-ins they can actually summon on the LC side here. But we're trying to work on it.
Yeah, especially when Polly is apparently the caller, and he is a very, very important player for LC, so it would be a shame if you had to swap him out.
Yeah, just switch styles. Maybe that's what's going to beat Virtus.Pro. All of a sudden, everything is different on LC's side.
180 on everything.
Yeah. Do you have an idea? Do you think this is the best sort of Norwegian team there could be? I mean, there seems to be some amount of talent in the Norwegian team. Actually, it seems to me that there are more Norwegian Counter-Strike players that can fit into one team that are potentially quite good.
I don't have such a huge insight on Norwegian Counter-Strike. I think we've talked about this with the Norwegian guys. There's a lot of similarities with the Finnish and the Norwegian scene, where there's a lot of players, a lot of talent, but a lot of wasted talent too. Because it seems like a lot of players just don't have the discipline or like They were just unable to keep their head into it. If the amount of work you need to do to be able to be really good at this game. Like they will do it at till a certain point, but then when it's real crunch time, that's when they disappear.
Time to do something else. Well,
yeah, girls, boozing,
all those temptations. That's when you need a coach that just rings people up and says, "No, you're not going to go to a party tonight. You have practice, man."
Exactly.
Maybe
like a daddy.
Exactly. That's what we need. Not a coach, but more like a father figure in there. I think Polly's managed to reconnect in, and hopefully we will, we'll be out of issues now, with a little bit of luck. He actually has a pretty good bank on him, so that's good news at least.
For sure. Now he can op it up, and he can be a difference maker or he can drop a weapon, that's you.
Yeah. Molotov while DC'd up. Thank you, Taz. Yes, it is Room on Fire. You're right, Taz. Good job. Alright, so again, guys, we do apologize for this kind of delay. Obviously very painful for anyone watching, but we're trying our very best to avoid it. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys will follow the channel. I think we're up at plus 232,000 now, so keep following the channel. It would be cool if we could eventually hit, hit 250,000. That would be cool. Good fun. Let's aim for that. And also remember, please, to follow Natu on Twitter. That's at NatuCSGO. If you don't have a Twitter account, you should make one. It's a really easy way to support all the pro players, and Natu does a fair bit of streaming as well. But if you want to support, the pros, follow them on Twitter, and they get more recognition, more publicity. It's easier for them to talk to sponsors and everything else. So definitely do that. They help out some of the pro players. So more of them will invest time and play full time, like Natu was just talking about. It's the future, man.
Welcome to the future.
I don't think we're quite there yet, as long as everyone's getting DDoSed. But one hopes that eventually we're gonna find a way. Yeah. Not on pause. Help. I'm not sure what Taz is doing at this point in time. Oh, and there's still a furious conversation going on Skype, I think. Yeah, they're still trying to figure it all out, so fair enough. Taz is going to grab some wine?
They say it's healthy, the guy's approaching 30, so he needs to have his red wine.
Yeah, but in the middle of a game. I mean, if Taz starts to throw now, I think we'll know what the reason is.
No, but a glass of wine, that's supposed to be healthy for you, right?
True. Yeah, I've heard this true. And, I mean, it does improve on some things. Like, for instance, my singing and dancing improves dramatically whenever I, drink wine or anything else like that. So maybe it's the same for Counter-Strike. I haven't actually tried that. Drunken Counter-Strike. Seems like a good idea, though.
But yet it's not.
Well, we need to test it out one day now, too, if you're up for it. We'll make a drinking game of some sort out of it.
Sounds like a fair plan.
I think someone's currently conducting a long conversation with them. See what's going on. Alright, also remember, please to go to facebook.com/Caseking Gaming and like that Facebook page. And, we'll appreciate that. Oh. Apparently I am mispronouncing Michu. HLTV.org is saying it's Mihu. Could that be true? Do we have anyone from Poland who's a subscriber who can help me? Do you know Natu?
Nope. I would just say Michu. That feels obvious.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'll take lessons. Here's what I'll call up Taz on Skype at some point and ask him. That makes more sense. Sorry if I am violating his name somehow.
I'm sure he can manage.
Well. Bandy's getting a little bit desperate here. Wants to get back into the game. And obviously we do too.
Yeah, and it's an intriguing point of the game too. It's at a point where it's a do or die situation, pretty much.
Right. We are currently, sorry for the long silence. Silence, guys. Currently trying to figure out a solution. So basically, we're just going to keep going. And if we continue to encounter delays, we'll figure it out then. But we're just going to give it a... We're going to see how things play out. We should be good to go fairly soon.
Right, fair enough. Hopefully no issues. If there continue to be issues, obviously we're gonna have to come up with some sort of compromise, which we never like doing, but sometimes you just don't have a choice, do you? So we'll see how it all unfolds. All right. Is there any kind of strategy you think London Conspiracy could, pull out to get back into this? They were playing, that last round where they actually sort of ended up running in there. It was pretty straightforward. They just did exactly what Virtus.Pro did and charged into the bomb site and took it over. So, I mean, that seems to work. Should they continue down that path, or is it worth it to slow it up and play a much slower game?
Well, I think they should probably do another upfront approach and then try to close it out. If they do happen to win, then switch it up to more like try to do a fake, like a late fake maybe, in another round later on in the match. But I do think they could. Like a good option right now would be pulling off another simple round where they're just gonna rely on a pop flash, good smokes, and people getting the entries in. Because I think they don't have an op, so that kind of limits the playing default type of pick-off game.
Yeah, I think probably dropped an AK for someone. Otherwise, he could have had an AWP. So yeah, they decided it's better for everyone to be equipped than for him to have the AWP. So. Bit of a team spirit, team player going on there. So far, it's setting up to be a very standard slow push here. Polly trying to spray through, and that's so close to connecting. It's almost painful. But Bialy, the rest almost don't get hit.
Yeah, I was almost expecting some return spray coming in from Bialy. We don't actually see too much there. It's going to be the peak at mid, and so far, LC are really holding quite passively. They aren't going too crazy at all.
Yeah, it seems like they opted to do the default type of play where they're just relying on getting picked, but they do. They get a pick, they get the first kill though. That's a huge opening for them.
Oh, and Ensa's going to take down Taz as well, and the really important thing is they actually dropped Michu, who's been doing so well. Now it's down to London Conspiracy to not make a big mistake and push into the bomb site where 3 people are waiting. That would obviously potentially throw away the round here. 3 on 5 about to go in really, really hard on this bomb site. Got a few grenades left, but they got to get one more entry frag here. And Bialy double headshot, a triple. He sprays them all down. It's a quad kill, and the round is over in a matter of seconds. Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, they got the great entries, but then it was a great read by Virtus.Pro to have 3 guys, like everyone rotate towards A, and London Conspiracy just played it out very simply and decided to go that side. So it was a good call from Virtus, and great play from Bialy, obviously getting 4 kills on a spray down. So actually, that entry into the site was a coin flip. Even LC got the entries, it still became a 50-50 situation because they opted to go A side.
That's what it's down to, man. Nice read from Virtus.Pro. Michu gonna find a follow-up kill here, and obviously the Norwegian team really only have a couple of pistols right now to work with. Doesn't mean Virtus.Pro quite win the map yet, but obviously they're very close to at this point. LC should be able to buy the round coming out after this one. That was obviously just great.
That's about as good as it gets. That's that frag reel moment. So Bialy should be patting himself on the back right now, being like, "Good job, Bialy." Yeah, another one like that. He's gonna have to deliver in the 24th, pretty much.
That was pretty much probably a map-winning spray, quite potentially.
Yeah, that seemed like it. I mean, Tweeday's going to be happy. He's out there already getting the highlight reel ready. 14-9, and we do have the AWP on Neo, and no AWP being picked up currently on London Conspiracy. The only thing really working out right now for the Norwegian team is that if they win this round and the follow-up round, I think Virtus.Pro should roughly be ecoing. Maybe they could force it up a third time, but I mean, it's not impossible that they could actually, go back here, but they need to win a number of consecutive rounds, and which is proven quite difficult so far.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be an easy job, that's for sure. Virtus.Pro now with the op on B as well, so they will have a lot of focus in mid 2 with 2 guys pushed up. Rain does get the first pick though, so that's a very good opening for London again.
Yeah, and in a very cool way. Somehow he had predicted that that Michu would be up there, so he just had to stand up to get that headshot. That definitely was very nice. And again, it's down to, they have the opening, but now the mid-round calling comes into play. Do they have the information? Can Poly figure out where the defense is going to be for Virtus.Pro and try and move somewhere else? And we can kind of tell that right now it's best at B, especially, well, Taz was in the middle, but even over here, Snacks and Neo, I think with the AWP, this is going to be the harder attack, harder point of attack right now.
Yeah, the difference is in, like, let's say, in a map like Dust 2 compared to Cache, you can make a lot of assumptions on the positioning of the CTs on Dust 2, in a map like Dust 2. But here on Cache, it's more of a gamble always, depending on what you do. But I think that was a nice call from them, going mid to B. Yeah,
now it's down to Neo. He gets the first flick. He can still make this a little bit tricky, but he misses the next shot. They're rushing up right here, and Neo can't stay alive. Taz and Bayali left. Oh, should they try and retake this?
Well, it should be undoable, but it seems like they're going for it. I don't think they should have.
No, I mean, Bayali actually still hanging around here, 1-on-4. He's still high on that last one, jumping, and actually goes down. So yeah, maybe a little bit too much enthusiasm from the Polish team. But they can obviously buy up here anyway, and actually they have a lot of money to buy up with. I'm surprised no one even picks up a AWP and auto sniper or anything.
Still was money wasted though, going into it. I think they could have just saved those 2 rifles, and then that would have been, if had LC won this round as well, that would have been 2 more weapons, more money to work with, and so it made no sense. I don't think.
Yeah, that was a painful moment there, especially because Taz had to get dropped by a mate. Taz is low on nades right now. Actually, I don't even think he got dropped. He basically just bought for himself. But Pauly's going to find the initial frag. Taz getting flashed in. Not effective. And this is now LC in the driver's seat.
Doing a very fine job at the moment. I mean, could get interesting. Rain is actually going to get sprayed down right through the door. Michu down here, flashed, and Enza, again, will get the more favorable trade there. Inside the vent, Snacks is waiting, and he could actually peek out really quick here, take down the Norwegian player, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Bayali also pushing up, so this is great from Bayali. He's getting so much information, even though Snacks is alone over here. If Bayali can get in quick enough behind them, he can definitely win this round for Virtus.Pro, and that would pretty... Sorry, that would win them the map.
Pretty much win everything right here, exactly. This flank that can come through is going to be really big. Snacks right now in a bit of an awkward position just because he's caught in the corner. He's going to have to worry about 2 angles when they come running through. And here we have it. They're going to start surrounding him. But Poly manages to pick it up, and he gets the headshot on Skirk as well. Massive damage gone in there. That's going to delay things somewhat here for LC.
Oh, and I'm alive again, so that's good news. PRB and Skirk are left here, 2-on-2. You're right, and Skirk is so low, and if he walks out with his back turned, that's just instantly going to get taken out.
There you have it.
Tries to get flashed in, not a bad idea. Now it's a 1-on-1, Neo versus PRB. He's got to get this kill here. Grenade rains in, does a tiny bit of damage. PRB goes for the spray, but he can't win it. 9 health left on Neo, and it gets stolen away from London Conspiracy. That was really close.
Yeah, I mean, they're just unable to close out the rounds they should have. It seems to be a bit of a trend that they got going on here. Another fight between 3 decades worth of Counter-Strike experience there, by the way.
Yeah.
PRB and Neo.
Yeah, I mean, so close for both players, but that's a map point right now for Virtus.Pro here, 15-10.
Yep.
If we count the rounds, some of these rounds that have been really close, where London Conspiracy could have made it. Obviously, the one where Poly burned to death could have been an extra 2 rounds, and then maybe if they, this one as well, all of a sudden it could be almost a tied score at this point in the game. But the Norwegian team, they're just constantly falling just a tiny bit short.
Exactly, they are struggling a little bit, but this is now going to be 2 entry kills going going LC's way again. Although Snacks does manage to return and take out Ensa. But VP really committing to the rotation here. They've actually got everybody hightailing it over to the A site because Poly's managed to sneak his way out, and he's going to go down to Neo.
And again, London Conspiracy having the advantage and then not having the good calls middle of the round. PRB way overcommits that push and ends up going down. So now it's all up to Rain here. 1-on-3, straight from a 4-on-3. I think it feels to me like, at least in this round, London Conspiracy actually not taking the time to think about what they were doing. Because they got picked off one at a time Yeah, all throughout here. No one ever had a chance for a refrag.
Yeah, they got too excited. Like, they had the advantage, and then they tried to take over the site too quickly, sort of. And that was the problem they had. They got picked apart from crossfires, basically, from back to site on A, and then from the car. And then that was game. But, like, I think the way LC probably thinks is, okay, that round we lost because of Polly burning to death because of the connection problem. If had they won that round, it could have been 16-10 the other way around as well. So at the end of the day, they can be pretty content with the way they played, and they can be pretty satisfied going forward, and feel confident that they can take the fight against Virtus.Pro.
Well, that is going to put us on to Overpass as a map instead, guys. So first map goes to Team Virtus.Pro. That's on Cash. So again, welcome to the show here. We are going to go for a really quick break before we get into the next map. Just a bit of time for everyone to reset, and then we will be right back. So about 5 minutes, and then we'll be good to go, guys. So listen to a little bit of music, and we'll be back in a second.